We're at BPM 2012, exclusively with DJ Kit TV, having a look at the new Xone DB4 version 2 firmware. Previewing at BPM this year is version 2 firmware for DB4, offering a lot of new functions, including we've got a new spatial crossover mastering edition. So on here you can sweep the frequency spectrum, HF width, LF width, the slope, enabling you to kind of, if you're dealing with an awful kind of acoustic environment, to kind of get that edge to your sound and try and find a nice balance. We've also added a MIDI setup functionality, as well as being able to receive MIDI clock. It can now send MIDI clock. So on here now I can actually send BPM information to say something like Ableton, and be able to change my BPM live whilst I'm playing. You can also change the MIDI channel number now of the DB4. We've also introduced X-Link pairing. So now we've actually unlocked the looper controls of the DB4 effects units to a K2. So but you can literally connect to K2 via X-Link, doesn't require any MIDI. And now on the K2 we have come up with a really cool way to be able to say engage your looper, mix between the dry and the wet level of the signal. You can change your loop length. Then we can, down here, you can then punch in for a half, quarter, 16th and 8th, and then you can also push them down as well and create some really interesting movements and motions with the loopers. There's also up here, we've been added on this this pot here a slip roll, so you can live resample that loop again. So we've really unlocked the loopers now to the K2, so it's just gone beyond engaging and assigning a loop on the DB4 now. And because it's introduced via X-Link pairing, you can still have all the other controllers linked via X-Link and not have any conflicts. Each effects unit now, if you hit the select button and then the menu, you can then choose the effects unit to be pre or post fade. You can do the same on the EQ for pre and post fade, whether the effects actual on switch is pre the effects. And we've got 3 effects modes: send, classic and hybrid, which can basically, if you thought the effects were really good before and really interesting by having 1 per channel, this is where it now really takes the DB4 to another level. By having all these different functions per channel on each effects unit, we can basically pretty much, with all the effects that we've got on the DB4, delays, reverb, resonators, modulation, damage, we can pretty much go to a whole new level of creating different sounds, ways to work, soundscapes, and work with moods and different kind of energy to your music. It's a really, really exciting way to start, just especially with the loopers, just building some sounds from the heart of the DB4. Use it as a tool, not only just for actual conventional mixing and DJing, but you use all of the actual DB4 functions that we've all kind of become aware of to the fullest. We've also added in the new in the damage effects an infra bass, so you can really add some really cool infra energy to the sub bass spectrum. Obviously you need to use that with caution with your speaker system, but on a really good break or a nice build up after a breakdown, it can really just give that little feeling and real punch out there for the crowd. So it's something to really experiment with and choose your tunes very carefully with. We've also enabled the mic channel. Previously you could just route it to channel 1. Now if you select analog 1 on all of the input matrices, you can basically now have the microphone on all 4 channels using the loopers and the effects engines. So if you wanted to use just a mic and a DB4 to beatbox, you could come up with some really cool sounds, looping, effects. So that's an added functionality as well. It's been a lot of hard work that's gone into this update, and it's going to really be something that I think is going to take the DB4 truly now to the next level. It's just picked up for the 2nd consecutive year Ultimate Club DJ Mixer at the DJ Mag Tech Awards. It's really exciting, so check it out, djkittv.com.